remember a couple months ago you said if you started a baseball team, who's the first guy you grab? And I threw out Trey Turner.
Kisner.
Besides Kisner.
Oh, we're going to get to that.
Because of position, I would want to start my team with a shortstop. Now, you could probably go Tatis Jr., but he was injured at the time. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, if you're going to start your franchise, if you have an offensive force at shortstop, it's hard to find that guy. And Trey Turner can run, he can play defense, and he's a plus offensive player at a very demanding defensive position.
Who would you take, Sir Nathaniel?
I like the Turner pick, to be honest. When they pulled off that deal last trade deadline, and they got Scherzer with him too, and I don't know. I mean, the Dodgers gave up Gerardo Carrillo, Donovan Casey, Josiah Gray, and Keibert Ruiz, who Keibert Ruiz at one point was a pretty high-touted prospect catcher. But, dude, Trey Turner is arguably top 5 player in the league. I mean, I don't even think there's much of an argument there.
Yeah.
I mean, and everything he does, he's still got, what, like 11 homers? Like, he's still got some pop too.
Yeah.
What's he making? 35?
21 mil.
21?
In arbitration, correct?
Yes.
Or, I mean, in
his earliest
in your
free
arbiters.
agency is after next season.
So, by the way, I just looked this up.
Or actually, this offseason.
Yeah, Bobby Witt Jr. is the fastest in MLB, but he's a rookie, remember?
Okay.
So he's 30.5 sprint speed feet per second. Trey Turner is second by a 10th. He's at 30.4. By the way, Matt Vierling from St. Louis is 8th. Tyler O'Neill is 9th.
In front of Bader? So he's faster than Bader.
Edmundo Sosa is 13th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they got.
Wow.
The Cardinals got a bunch of guys in like the top 20 in sprint speed. Sosa has not really hit a lot. Tyler's been injured. Bader's been injured. That impacts him.
Bader is 26th. Still really good. 29.2 feet per second.
Dang. Well, our boy, he showed up last night.
Albert's third.
You know, big kids. Oh, God. Albert, just walk the bases, please. Just even when you hit a home.
I love Albert, by the way.
We love him. Everybody loves him.
Please,
just walk.
Please don't get injured in the home run derby. You know, like that. Like, I know guys. Like Jim Edmonds got injured during the home run derby. Yep. There have been a number of guys who tweak something at the home run derby because all of a sudden the adrenaline's flowing. You want to keep up. You're over swinging. Albert's not a kid. I just don't want him to get hurt.
Even when he swings, I'm like,
But anyway, Kiz, 3 hits, 3 RBIs.
Yeah,
He's
boy.
getting a little traction now. This is like the key time, right? Because the news yesterday that Yachty is going to be going on a rehab at the end of July with the hope of having him back with the team for the first homestand in August, meaning they're going to be adding a catcher at some point after the All-Star break quickly. And right now, you got Romine, who's been pretty good defensively, and you got Kisner. We hope Kisner sticks for the good of the show.
Yep.
But he got to start hitting, or else that something's going to happen. And he's starting to hit. That's the good news. He does a good job behind the plate. They have some issues with his pitch framing and being able to steal a strike, but he's, I think, a solid guy. The pitchers, the starters like throwing to him.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
So that's a good sign. Now he's, getting some hits.
You got Jimmy's interview? Or you got
sure do.
What do you got over there?
Here you go.
All right. Andrew Kisner, 3 hits and 3 RBIs. I want to ask you about Packy Naughton. Comes into the game, 7th inning, bases loaded, nobody out. Dodgers second best in all of baseball in comebacks, and he strands them all. How good was Packy?
Well, I think that just shows you what kind of pitcher, what kind of guy he is to be brought into a scenario like that. He came in and really comes in every time, competes like crazy. Bulldog mentality, goes right after guys. Couldn't say enough about him tonight. He was electric.
You get Bellinger on a strikeout with a fastball. You were pounding him with fastballs. He went after him, right?
Yeah, we like the matchup right there, left on left. We like the fastball. We're going to go right at him and put the pressure on the hitter.
Offensively, I know you'd like to do better. You had a stretch where you're hitting the ball hard, got nothing to show for it. 3 hits tonight. Do you feel like it's going in the right direction?
Yeah, finally getting a few to fall in. But, with guys in scoring position like that, I'm just trying to have a smart, productive at-bat, try to get those guys in any way I can.
I know you like to be part of the bottom of the order, contributing. We've seen some of that recently.
Yeah, we got a deep lineup, and sometimes it takes the guys at the bottom to kind of pick up the top half and get some runs in and take some good at bats. So it's a team win, especially tonight, and hopefully we can continue into tomorrow.
That's plenty.
Great.
No, really what I wanted to say, like the whole time, because the first thing he says is, Hot Take Central, before we go. I want to say...
Did he?
Yeah, he's like, before we started, he loves it.
Get that on the TV.
Jimmy.
Yes.
Could I get away with that?
Jimmy.
Yes.
Yes.
You've
I
been there
think
for
you should
20
just
years.
Introduce him as Tuesday star of Hot Take Central and Cardinals catcher.
Oh,
All right, that's my homework assignment, is to figure out a way.
0 for 2 yesterday he is.
At the end of the interview, you go, hey, you think appearing on a local radio show every week is maybe the reason you're starting to hit?
Charlie's got to tell you that, Jimmy?
Gosh.
Charlie, if you were management, would you be okay with that?
I don't care about management. Do you know why I love 590? Because we don't really have management that cares what we say.
Yeah.
That's why I love 590.
Unless we get him into a jam, of course, but...
Can I tell you why I love 590?
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be like Charlie, act like they don't care or they don't listen.
I said that in a positive
They
way.
believe in us. You know what they tell us? Like if you go into Zobra's office, he'll say, hey, kid, trust your stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Trust your stuff.
Trust it.
Nate, don't trust Jim, but trust your stuff.
Go out
What
there
I-
and just play.
What I was saying is, I don't think anybody at 590 worries about what they're going to say politically or socially or anything with a worry that they're going to get a call or an email from the boss saying, don't say that. And there's a lot of corporate conglomerates where I worked at one.
Oh, man. They tap you on the shoulder. Sir,
Where Big Brother,
we need to talk to
Big
you.
Brother is always over your shoulder.
Here's what I want,
Or big
Cam.
sister. Yep.
Here's what I want. You can get it done.
Yeah.
Because you know people with money. You know a lot of people that want to do things for you because you're a former athlete. That's how life works.
That's how it works.
I want to get hats with the Hot Take Central logo.
Yes.
That has a little 590 the fan microphone, so it's a multi-tiered logo. You're welcome that I had someone design
Jimmy,
it.
I want the big hats, though.
Can we get two? Can we
Yeah.
get a dad hat and like a
Yes.
skateboard guy hat?
Yeah. Like the flat bill one.
Yeah.
Those are cool, man. I like those. I got a big head.
I know, and I'm an old guy, and I
Yes.
can't wear one of those without looking like I'm an old guy.
You would
trying to
look funny in one of those.
Right.
So
we need two styles. We need the flat bill. Is that what they call
Flat
that?
bill, yep.
And a dad hat.
Yep.
Can we find someone to make
Yes.
those?
Yeah. Yes, you can.
No, you.
I can. They're all over the place in St. Louis.
I know, but you have buddies that would do that
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, I do.
I'll kick some money
Yeah.
in. Charlie will kick some money in.
What about this one right here? The giveaway. Cardinals all over print hat. Coming up. This is a sponsor.
They got good stuff.
July 15th, that's this Friday, the all-over print hat. 25,000 fans, ages 16 and up, taking home the specially designed all-over print hat, courtesy of Brown & Crouppen. Dressed to impress, baby,
Yeah.
with this exclusive Cardinals hat featuring vintage Cardinals logos all over! Exclamation point. Get your tickets today at cardinals.com/promotions.
Thing's sick.
You know, aside from my misstep with Nate, I feel extra bouncy today
You did,
because
yeah.
I had a well-earned win at trivia yesterday. Nate, I called him
Did
Nate.
somebody
Seth,
win?
Seth, your questions were great, and mine was a well-earned victory.
It was. You should feel proud of yourself about
I
that.
can't remember the lucky guess that I had.
Hey, by the way,
Toasted Ravs, that's what it was.
Andrew Kisner, his BABIP is 250.
Can you
so batting average
Okay.
on balls in play. So there is some bad luck there. The league average BABIP, according to MLB, is around 300. So he has had batted ball bad luck. Remember the?
I'm
By the
kind
way,
of confused on that. I'm sorry.
remember the greatest play of the entire baseball season? You remember what it was defensively?
I don't know.
It was in a Cardinals game. It was
Oh,
Michael A. Taylor
Oh.
Spider-Manning the wall to rob Andrew Kisner of what would have been his second home run. Remember that play? Mm-hmm. So this guy, he had a shot to right field the other day,
Yeah.
right at guys. So I'm not saying he should be hitting 300, but I think it's fair that he probably should be hitting better than 190.
So that means he's hitting the ball well.
He's having some bad luck on balls in play. So
Okay.
you would think that would that would
He was hitting the ball
even
hard.
out a bit
Jimmy,
over the course of the season.
How do you feel about one of the hosts saying that one of the best defensive play was not by a Cardinal? It was to rob a Cardinal.
Yeah, and not Nolan Arenado on that third base.
That's not exactly right shoulder.
I'm going to say Dylan Carlson going into the gap in left center and saving a game. But I remember that catch. That was a really good catch.
That was probably the best catch of the year in all of baseball. I'm not trying to be a hater. Am I wrong on that?
I got to look at it.
You don't
Clearly
remember that?
being facetious, but
don't you think it was probably the best defensive play
I honestly
of the year?
don't even know if I saw it.
What else would be up there?
Carlson,
the Arenado play,
had
the
that
third,
Yeah.
where he one-handed it back or whatever. He made this a ridiculous acrobatic play.
Cardinals played good defense last night too. Arenado and Carlson both had very good plays.
Carlson has shown really well as a center fielder.
Let me see that mug right quick. Oh, great radio. I'll sing. Oh, my God. That was pretty
You
good.
don't remember that?
That
Royals
was pretty good.
Cardinals?
I don't know, though. He didn't have to jump that high.
But he had to backhand his glove as he scaled the wall.
I could have done that.
Look at this.
The catch probability on that was like 85%.
I would like to look that up.
That's because I made it up.
I disagree. Arenado's play at third base thrown against his body was the best play in the 2022 season. Gio with a deep voice in O'Fallon.
I think that's definitely up there.
But not up there.
Well, I did forget about that one, to be honest with you.
Well,
But now that you say that, that also was an amazing play.
And that one got national attention as one of the best plays in baseball.
Well, so did this one.
Yeah.
that was a good interview with Kisner. Almost as good as I think you meant Nate's interview with Jimmy the Cat.
Yes.
I deserve it.
Keep it up.
So yeah, they said the Kiz has some wheels too. Cardinals with the 1980 speed. Yeah, I don't know. He also got robbed by Julio Urias the last time the Cardinals were in Milwaukee. Kyle chimed in.
The thing now with the Cardinals is that Tyler O'Neill could be back today, even though the other media was just kind of playing catch up on that. Yesterday he was hoping to be back, but the truth is he wanted to recover after his full day of baseball activity for the first time since going out into rehab, and he woke up and it was a little sore, the wrist that he's dealing with. And so just to be sure, they're going to give him another day. So he could be back in the lineup,
The big boy.
today, which would help. You know, a lot of times, too, with the injury to O'Neill and also to Bader, a lot of guys playing out of position, you know, it's not your best defensive unit the Cards can put out there.
What are you going to say there?
I'd like
You're
to
pointing.
ask because our guy Cole Banker's here.
What's up, big dog?
And he's going to have questions from Cole later, but he is a big baseball guy. Do you remember both of those plays? The Arenado charging in, throwing back to third, Michael A. Taylor, Royals, Spider-Man, backhand glove situation.
90% catch probability, by the way, on Taylor's catch over Kisner.
Was it really?
90?
90.
So he had 90. What does that mean?
So you mean 10%?
Yeah.
what you're saying?
Well, I don't know how they gauge
So
it.
catch probability. So
Catch
if
probability was 90.
If it means 9 out of
10%.
10 times, someone's going to make that play. That's what catch
There's
probability.
no way that's
Which
correct.
seems odd. No, but here's the thing. So catch probability is based on like measurements and jumps and all the geeks that know how to put all that into an algorithm, figure that out. And like Carlson has been making great play after great play, but a bunch of those I looked were 90% catch probability.
Oh, really?
So I don't know. To me, and Nate, tell me if I'm wrong, or Seth or somebody, but it always seems to me with the defensive metrics, I think they're sort of a tick behind the offensive ones, because a lot of times it seems like you question some of the defensive metrics compared to like the offensive ones seem to be settled science. I'm not so sure that the defensive metrics are.
So, Cole, of course, Jimmy the Cat Hayes interrupted you there. So could you please give us a nice response?
So I just looked up the Arenado player on Twitter, and given the situation, I would say Nolan Arenado. Because at the time,
Homer.
At the time it was like bottom of the eighth. Bases would have been loaded with a no out, either one out. Now they still ended up losing the game on a walk-off, I believe. But at the time, it was a potentially game-saving play. I like the Nolan
Charlie
Arenado
said
play
he's
better.
never seen anybody do that ever. And I'm like, word? And I go, you've never seen anybody make that play besides Nolan Arenado that particular time? And he goes, yes, I've never seen anybody do that.
Well,
And I'm
tell
like,
me. Am I wrong?
Facing a
well,
different
then
direction.
he should be number one.
Well, it was such an interesting play because you never see it. You just never see a third baseman charging that has the arm strength to be able to take all of his energy and inertia, which is going into the dugout, and flip around and throw a strike to third base. You almost had to see it on replay to understand what happened. So anyway, I'm just throwing this out there. One might be better than the other. It's all good. I'm reading an article. Mike Matheny, who manages the Royals, said, quote, about Michael A. Taylor, "That's one of the best catches I've ever seen." Mike Matheny played with Jim Edmonds. That's all I'm saying. Like,
He
that
might
was an
not be
amazing
able to
catch.
remember, though.
Oh.
Was that a dig?
What
Was
do you
that
mean by
a
that?
dig,
Take
Sir
that for what you
Nathaniel?
Wait, what?
Was-
You're saying that a manager went out on a limb like that and praised his own player?
Wow, Jimmy, I couldn't believe that.
Okay,
that
to
makes
say-
it. That's
To say that's one of the best catches I've ever seen. Not, hey, that's a great catch. That's one of the best catches I've ever seen. Mike Matheny's been in baseball for 30 years.
I know, but he's pumping his dude up. You know, he's seen some catches, but that was good
I'm
enough.
sorry, you know what?
It's
You're
good
right.
en-
It was
I
an
know,
average
I know I'm
catch.
right.
It was
I know
a
I'm right.
routine
90,
No, but I'm
90%, 90% catch
Where
probability.
are you seeing
Yeah.
that?
That was
On
an
my,
easy catch.
I have a portal that I can look at things. Highest hit probability, by the way, Kisner's on that flyout that was robbed had an 88% hit probability, and
Wait,
the ball
so
So that means the catch probability is
Harris
hit
is-
probability or catch probability are opposite things.
right.
So you're saying on the Taylor catch, the catch probability was 90,
So nerdy.
No.
or hit probability.
What he just said, please correct me if I'm wrong. There's probably different metrics. The hit probability was 88 to 90%.
88% on
Okay.
Kisner's hit.
There's no way on earth that 90%
means-
of baseball players catch that
Right.
ball.
So
There's no
did-
way.
where,
some more
where did you
stats.
get
Dude,
catch?
I'm looking at the catch probability right here. It says Michael A. Taylor with the catch on the Kisner flyout was 90%.
Well, how can it be 88% hit probability and 90% catch probability? The math is in
Crunch
conflict.
those numbers,
Charlie, the
Nathaniel.
math is in conflict.
Come on.
Sometimes also, and don't get me wrong, I love all these stats. We also can watch the game and say there's no chance on earth that 90% of center fielders catch that ball. We've all watched baseball our whole lives. There's no way on earth that a center fielder can run to the wall and make a backhand catch over the wall 90% of the time.
I agree with you, but you're saying you're an old. Why it doesn't give? It's got to pass the eye test. I'm with you though.
But Nate just said you can't have the hit and the catch probability be the same.
I just said that.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know. There's a problem there somewhere. There's
What
a
are you
big
doing back
problem.
there, Nate?
Unless it's, by the
I'm
way,
telling you, you can come look at the
unless
screen
it's
I'm looking at.
50-50. We can agree on
This
that.
has this portal that I have access to has every single
Portal.
It's unbelievable.
What portal
it's
is
like so
it?
nerdy.
Let me
What
see
is it
that
called?
portal.
Awful stats.
Research.mlb.com.
Portal.
You got to have a.
Jimmy is right. Goldie somehow has something like -8 defensive run save, which makes no sense at all. Or outs above average. My mistake. Jackie
I
boy.
don't.
That's
The
confusing.
defensive metrics to me, and I try to, understand and come up with the concepts and integrate them as best I can with, more modern day stats.
Yeah.
But the defensive ones, I think that they leave some room for interpretation. I don't necessarily agree with all of them.
Here's the real question. Does Bader make that same catch in center field?
I was going to ask that.
Yeah.
When healthy, very good chance, I think. By the way,
Is he tall enough to jump
disagree.
up there and get that?
Carlson's really good at going to the wall.
Yeah, he is.
Would you say?
I know he's not as fast as Bader, but Carlson around the wall, I mean, that man has instincts.
One of the things I like about what Carlson is doing is he is showing leadership. One of the things that Bader, he settled the outfield down. He took the leadership role. Now you see, like, when Yepes is out there, he don't even offer up balls that are near Carlson. I like that because the center fielder should be the dominant guy. Don't even get in his way.
Yeah. No, I get
but,
you.
But here's the thing, though. This year, Bader's numbers are down, and I believe it's in part because of the plantar fasciitis, which I think has sort of been an obstacle for him to have to overcome. I think Carlson's going to be a Gold Glover. I believe it's in right field next to Bader, but Bader, when healthy, I think
He's good.
I think he's the best defensive center fielder in baseball when he's healthy.
Okay.
I would say coming in on the ball, he is the best. Going back on the ball,
That's Michaelis. Do we got a caller?
We got Ethan on hold.
Ethan, what's up, big dog? What's going on? What's on your mind, buddy?
Hey, I just wanted to explain the catch probability statistic for you guys.
Oh boy.
It's based on the player's route to the ball. They explained it on MLB Network when they came out with it. So they do the stats on how he ran the route and if he would catch it based on the route.
So what's the stat?
It's not
What's the
based
stat?
on everybody who could run it.
But it's based. Oh, it's based on every center fielder
It's
that
based
could run
on
that route.
No, it's based on his speed to that ball and the route he took. If he took a good route, if he took a bad route.
Well, what's the stat that
on-
would incorporate all center fielders in baseball? I think that's a more interesting stat.
I don't think they have one.
Really?
Let's do it. We'll call it the Hot Take
yeah.
Central
Yes.
probability
Yes.
catch stat.
But that explains why the catch probability and the
Right.
hit probability
Thank you, Ethan.
are
Thanks, Ethan.
not identical.
See, I didn't even know that.
I had no idea.
Because all those stats are like, WAR and all that stuff is based on where they are in relation to other players. This is just a stat based on the route. So if you take a bad route,
If you take a bad route and catch it, and you had a low catch rate, it's because you probably took a bad route or something like it. Something got in the way of you making that catch, but you still caught it.
thank you.
So that's why
I would
You're-
take a bad route every time if I know I'm going to catch the damn thing. So make it
I think
pump my stats up.
Ethan, I think you're too smart to be listening
I
to
know.
this show.
Why do they correct us on everything?
Because he's right.
God,
Ethan,
we love you.
Ethan, do you like listening to this show, or is it accidental
Yeah.
that you're hearing us?
No, I listen to the show every morning on my walk.
Oh, I love
Thank
it.
you.
See,
Thank you,
think
Ethan.
it
Don't be a
works.
stranger.
I
How
love
about
it.
that?
They listen. We pump them up so much. Everybody's working out. They're all getting jacked because of us. Man,
We're helping the community?
we're helping people out. They're getting in shape. Sharon said she's like jogging, walking the dogs when they listen. Everybody's working out when they listen.
All right,
we
Ethan,
pump them
thanks.
up. Well, Sharon ain't walking nowhere.
broken foot.
Good God. Oh, God, poor girl. Bader can catch these nuts, Theodore sandwiches.
Jeez.
Jeez, Theodore.
Jeez.
Why would you say that?
Jeez.
Good God.
That
wasn't nice.
There's still a pushback against Bader. And it comes from over there, from Nate.
Oh, really? What about Cam?
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's true.
The text line says it, and I just,
No, you're anti-Bader.
I'm just saying.
And it
100%.
is funny
You are.
the teamwork on the show. Like you always defend Seth, I
No.
always defend Cam. No, I mean generally speaking.
When Seth is wrong, I don't defend him. When Seth is right, I defend him. When it's 50-50 versus you, I defend him.
Yeah.
Like
Thanks,
generally
Charlie.
speaking, when do you
Like
if
you
he's
suck
going
up to
after
Cam
me?
because he's the toughest guy. Like, oh, get on Cam's side.
Yeah.
If there's a fight, I got Cam
Oh,
in
yeah.
front of me.
So many fights
Because
going
that
on.
could happen.
You said earlier we're getting bloody lips. We're getting bloody
Yeah.
noses.
No, I didn't say it. A texter did.
Man, if I don't have another fight the rest of my life, that means you're doing okay. But if you do get into a fight, like that means you're in a weird jam and bad things are going to happen.
I'd still like to see
Right.
it. It'd still be kind of cool.
It would have a good rush if you did have to defend and you knew you were okay. Like if somebody came in your house and you had the green light to get them, that would be a nice little rush to have, but it'd be freaky. I don't know.
Like
Don't ever want it. You never want that. to
Never.
happen.
But I
My
mean, like
God.
if I had to fight someone, I honestly hope it'd be like a 97-year-old guy, who was kind of
Creeping.
wrinkled and
Yeah,
small.
but he was creeping
Yeah.
to a point where the
Yeah.
green light to
Right.
buckle the guy.
Okay.
Yeah, now.
I think this is interesting. Maybe other people don't. But Paul Goldschmidt, I looked him up for this year, and he didn't have great defensive runs saved according to Fielding Bible. I went back to 2015. So if you go all first baseman, though, from 2015 to 2022, pretty big sample size, he is number one in all of baseball with 49 total runs saved. Anthony Rizzo is second with 40. So whatever's going on, and again, this is one metric, this is Fielding Bible, but they have Paul Goldschmidt as the best defensive first baseman in baseball in the last 8 seasons.
Dang D-dog.
And I would say most people who watch baseball would say, yeah, I agree with that, right? Just by the eye test, as you say.
I would agree with that.
And I don't know what the fluctuation is with his numbers this year, but Paul Goldschmidt, I mean, you don't think about defense. How many scoops where it's not even an issue where he goes up and gets it or makes the tag on an errant throw?
Yeah.
Look, the Cardinals are better. That's what I'm hoping they go out and get a starter because when they get healthy, I think the offense will come around. But they just start as a team that's going to play better defense than their opponents. I don't care who it is. And they're probably going to be better base runners and have that advantage too. So the rest just build off. And if they're healthy, the lineup should be okay. I think the question is, do they need to go out and get another starter? I would say yes.
I'd say yes,
Mets,
too.
by the way, last night, 4 1/3 scoreless, struck out 7, gave up a few hits. I think they said it was, I can't remember, 81 pitches. The goal was 75 at least. He won 81. So he'll come back to St. Louis. They'll make sure he's okay. Then he'll be back in the rotation, which will help.
If you go 2012, Paul Goldschmidt's first full MLB season. So that's what, 11 seasons? He's tied for second with Adrian Gonzalez, 57 defensive runs saved. So Rizzo is first if you go back to 2012 with 65. But over the course of 11 seasons of baseball, he's tied for the second most defensive runs saved among first basemen. So I think that shows you he is by far one of the elite defensive first basemen for his entire career.
We got a little breaking news on the hockey front here real quick. Sorry, dudes, cut you off, but Nate just threw this at me. I guess Robert Thomas signing in the neighborhood, 8 years, 64 schmil when it's all done. Dang D-do.
Good for him. Good for him.
He's good. He's really good. He's going to be number one center. One of them. I mean, he can be number one, number two, be up and down. That's a lot of coins.
Highest paid player now for the Blues.
Is he?
Well, 7.5 is the highest. If that's correct, if it's 8.
Yeah, that's Frank Cervelli, whatever his name is.
Should we break and
You want to break?
and tease breaking it down?
I think Andy's calling it at 9. He's got a bunch of stuff that's going on too. Let me hit the text line real quick. Let's regroup. We'll break. We're break.
He's not gonna be controversial about a show versus a segment.
I don't know how we're not going to always bring that up when we talk to him. Like, how can you not?
There goes your cap space.
Yeah. Well, that's going to affect a lot of things right there, Charlie.
Well, no, it's a good signing. I like it. But that probably goes to show you why they can't find room for Perron.
Yep.
When you start adding up the fact that you're going to get raises for folks like a Kyrou also eventually, if it's not this year.
Yep, exactly.
Robert Thomas.
The hate for Bader is ridiculous. He already has he's a gold glover, and I bet he will be an all-star at some point in his career. Aiden.
Good for you. I agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, I chirp.
An all-star?
Here we go.
I like this. Go ahead. Go.
Are you what? I mean,
An all-star?
An all-star. Everyone on the panel really thinks Harrison Bader is going to be an all-star.
I didn't say anything.
Can I say something?
All right.
No, he won't be.
I will actually. You know how I hate agreeing with Jim. I think that Harrison Bader will find himself in one season with a good first half. I think he will find his way into an all-star game. Yes.
You gonna throw money on that, Nate?
I would throw
Charlie?
money on that.
I would too.
I would put a future bet on that.
We got to find odds on that.
There we go.
But then we're
There
gonna have
we
to
go.
meet up in a decade. After his career.
Everybody
settle
will be
up, you know.
long and gone.
All that means is he has a really good 90 games. 1 year. And it could be on a bad team where
Really
he's the
good
only
90 games. That's a lot.
Okay, but
That's
he
at
could,
the
he,
bare-
could, he could be with the Pirates down the road.
Okay,
Probably won't be.
And
but.
that's the bare minimum, is what
That's
you're
what I'm saying.
and that gets you to be an. I just think we haven't seen him tap into his offensive potential. I think it's there. Gold Glover already, and I think we'll see him hit more. And I do think he'll be an all-star at some point. I'm not saying a perennial all-star, but yes, I'm with you. I think at some point he'll be an all-star. I don't think it's a stretch like that.
Look at Nathaniel. I just.
I'll
we
say-
need a
Nate's
camera
like,
in
I'm
here.
glad you didn't
We need
come
a
on my
camera in
show.
here.
I think that he is a fine center fielder. He's above average. He's a great defensive player. But to consider Harrison Bader an all-star is a bit of a stretch.
But that's
in
not what
my
we're saying.
opinion.
I wouldn't describe him as an all-star player. I would describe him as a guy
Who could be.
So he
there-
might have an
there are
unordinary, successful year.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of dudes. Look at what Seth threw out for the trivia yesterday. There's probably a lot of dudes that played 15 big league seasons and made like one all-star game. So for 14 seasons, they weren't an all-star. But that 1 year, they had a great first half.
Was it a show or a segment?
After Goldilocks appeared on the program and was aloof and uninterested, he made himself hateable. Get him on again, Cat. His brand can only go up. That's Mitchie boy.
That's fair.
That's what Mitchie.
You said you wanted Tyler O'Neill on the show when he gets back.
I want
not a regular.
I want
but
Big T-Dog on, dude, for sure.
You just want to have him as a guest. All right, let him get
Hell
back,
yes.
and I'll get him on the show.
To be
Awesome,
fair,
dude.
to be fair, we said that before the season.
Yeah. With Big T?
And somebody went for more low-hanging fruit when it came to guest getting.
Oh. Who was... who would you just...
Wait, who are you? Are you saying Bader and Kisner are low-hanging fruit? How dare
By
you?
the way, Kisner is a fantastic guest.
All right, it seemed like you just took a shot
You
at
just
him.
took a shot at...
You are
No.
arguing with yourself a lot today.
No, that was not a shot at Kisner in any way, shape, or form. Before the year started, we discussed this. The thing that happened was Harrison Bader's PR rep started making calls and said, hey, we want Jordan Hicks and Harrison Bader to do a lot of interviews. But I think we all agreed Tyler O'Neill with the hair, with the muscles, he's Canadian.
that's my boy.
His dad is Mr. Canada.
Oh,
he's a
Lord.
bro. He's funny.
Picked
He
up my
says-
tab.
He says he picks up tabs.
Yes.
He says funny things like, hey, anytime you go back-to-back with the boys. He has great quotes.
He's a hockey guy.
We all said that Tyler O'Neill would probably be the better guest. However, after opening day, he hit the bomb. Then he struggled. I understand he doesn't want to do a bunch of media when he's not hitting well. Am I wrong on that?
What is it?
I got out of the hat.
I don't know what he's
Is
saying.
he,
Am I wrong
Is
in any
it
of
a
that?
chirp to... I'm trying to... I don't know if you're wrong.
If I'm Tyler O'Neill and I'm hitting to whatever it is and I'm injured, I'm also not
okay.
going to want
That's
to do fun radio interviews.
So he
Now,
got the
last
low-hanging
year-
fruit.
Let me ask Seth a question, because I think at the very core of it is that Seth is a fair guy. Do you consider me getting Bader before we got Kisner on the show was a fail on my part?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you didn't know how it was gonna play out. You said he was. I mean, maybe. I'll be honest.
If you look at his head nod, I wish I had that on video.
I know.
I mean,
Oh, man.
Don't let these guys intimidate.
No, I mean, we were very new of a show, and
Nobody had ever done
some of
radio
the-
None.
or media.
None.
Or
Nobody on the
interviews,
show
or interviews.
had ever been in the
Well-
game for 20, 30 years.
I'll take some blame. There were some times where I didn't pod him up quick enough, so
that's
there was
right.
a little bit of a lag.
That's fair. Also.
Cam followed up with some awkward questions.
Oh!
I'm being
Good
fair.
for you.
No, it was true.
God, I did.
It was. Hey, man, where you at?
Oh, I'm in New York.
New
I
York.
told you. Did he bash me again?
No,
That
no,
was
no, no.
good. Oh, God. You know I'm sensitive
And then-
about my
and then-
questions.
Hey, Seth, this
But-
going after Cam and not me, smart move on your part.
But he did say after the first interview, he said, "I give you guys good information because you ask good questions." So I actually thought after the first segment, not a show, a segment.
Then
that
we
he
asked
was
him
gonna-
about
that-
skiing 15 times in a
Yeah.
row.
So basically,
That's right.
But then he did. He
but
started
basically
being
what you're
kinda-
saying is that this was a team failure. Everyone played a part.
Collectively, yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
and
I'll
it
take
started
that.
with me. Started with me.
It got awkward.
I
See,
asked him
Seth
about
is the fairest on the day.
There was one show that was really awkward.
He didn't even answer my
And by the
question.
way, in radio, you know, every once in a while on TV, or I'll just say, I'm sure we've all experienced this. Like everything goes wrong, and then you have to be live on TV, and you just kind of sweat a little bit because you just know that
man.
everything could go wrong. Like the video's not there, the guest doesn't show up, you don't have your script, and you just get a little tight. You start to sweat a little bit.
Yep.
I've never really felt that in radio, but that day I did.
Yep. I know.
That day, the
was awkward.
awkwardness was palpable.
See, but can I just say this though? We embrace the fact that we're not good. You know, so if you go in knowing we're not good, it's kind of like you're playing with house money. Like, okay, so the guest wasn't that great. What are people going to be like? That's it. I'm not listening anymore. If they're listening, they're used to crap.
Well,
But when they
did
text
change the
in
channel.
and they go, that was cringeworthy.
Yeah, I don't like listening to cringe.
I do kind of look at those comments and I kind of agree with
I
you.
know it was, and you don't look. It's one time if we're fighting with each other and it's kind of loud and we're like, okay, we got to settle down. That's one thing. But if you listen to, you're not changing the channel. But if you listen to something that's cringeworthy, I'm like, I can't do it. I don't know. It certainly was, and I don't know.
I'll be honest with you. I don't like cringe-worthy anymore because I see it weaponized on both sides. Like
Both sides.
Like, it's true. You can always say, well, you don't mean that. But I see it on Twitter all the time. Whatever ideology you're with, any interview was cringeworthy. And then the other side said it was cringe. You know, like, I don't. Was Bader great? And I never think it was cringeworthy. I don't even like that.
First of all,
was a little bit.
you took something that was apolitical and you made it political. Nobody was bringing any politics into the word cringeworthy.
I didn't.
We were talking about an interview about baseball.
Right, and I don't like that phrase because I think I see it all the time. So I don't use it because I see it weaponized in our discourse nationally. So I don't, and it's all subjective, based on your opinion. I wouldn't say.
But you did say we were bad, and if you really
we're awful,
but
in a good way.
If you break it
in a good way.
But if you break it down, we've been on the radio for a long time. You've been doing this for 40 years.
Not well.
You've been doing it.
Worse.
You know how to be on the radio. So, like, if we're not good and that's why he's not good, then who is good? And,
Here's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes, this goes back to that movie, White Men Can't Jump, when Rosie Perez says, sometimes when you lose, you really win.
Sexy in that.
Sometimes when you tie, you really win or lose. Sometimes bad is good. Sometimes, though, bad is bad. You know what I'm saying?
And sometimes
Very
bad,
poetic today.
Sometimes bad is funny. Sometimes bad though,
I get
is
you.
just bad.
I get you.
And sometimes you break off something that I'm like, this guy is really good. This is why I wanted to. That was a great Rosie Perez right there.
But that's what I thought of because
You're
when,
talented. You're
when,
talented.
No, I'm not.
You are
I'm not.
talented.
You are.
What
That
was
was
the
a
guy's
good
name?
3 bags of Funyuns.
What was the guy's name? Was it Billy Hoyle?
I don't remember.
Billy, you're so stupid. Billy won the game. He won, but he wasn't supposed to go. So he won the little tournament and he won some dollars, but he lost the love of his life. That's what Rosie Perez was telling you. Sometimes when you win, you really lose.
So she left him?
Didn't she? At the end of the movie?
It's your story.
Well,
you should know the end.
Doesn't
remember
everybody
the end of the
win
movie?
at the end? And he could jump? And
Text line. Didn't Rosie Perez leave him? Wasn't that
maybe
the whole
for like
message?
a little bit. But
No, I think at the end. At the end, he and Wesley Snipes are walking off together. Aren't they?
with each other?
Who was a
Jeez,
more
oh,
tragic
Pete.
figure, Billy Hayes from that movie where he's in prison, or Billy Hoyle from White Men Can't Jump?
Billy.
Didn't she leave him?
I don't know.
Text line.
Do the impression again.
Sometimes when you lose, you really win.
That's good.
Clip that off.
I can hear her saying that.
Oh,
You're
hold on. I
talented.
went to the local baseball media, and they actually disagreed with you, Carly.
I was right about that.
Go film him.
What was that? Was that making fun of me?
No, that was
No.
stoic.
No, he was chirping Jimmy.
Oh,
That was Charlie like Cadillacing after a perceived W.
Perceived.
Cadillac.
Hey, morning, boss.
Perceived.
Charlie, is it too late for me to jump up back on the Pujols bandwagon
Yes.
after dogging on him a few days ago? Big Sanderson, who's toe dragging Cougars down in Florida.
Yes, it's too late.
Listen,
it is too late.
We all love Albert. We all love Albert. We want Albert to hit against every lefty and also, here and there versus a righty. I think that's fair. I don't think anybody's being mean about that.
I did get worried when he slapped hands with Nelly that he was going to hurt his shoulder. I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just saying.
Home
man's
run
an
derby.
all-star.
Home run derby.
Oh, Jim.
Home run derby.
His back,
Please
feet,
don't
wrist.
try too hard. Please.
Well, he's going to be swinging for the fences, dude.
The thing about
hope so.
This is why, baseball is a hard sport.
That's
right?
the goal.
Yeah.
Baseball.
I want those grounders.
I want to hit some singles in that home run derby.
I want those grounders. I'm an idiot.
I sprayed the ball all around. I used the whole
He's going to
field.
be swinging for the fences. Well, yeah.
But this is why baseball is to me so fascinating. So Albert's, in his 40s, right? And he made some adjustments in Atlanta that helped his swing and got him back on track. Like Albert Pujols knows more about hitting than most people forgot. I mean, he
forgot more than most people know.
Thank you.
There it is.
I didn't mean to say the cat got out of the hat. So but to me, a guy like that has to go back and look at the video and realize that the front side was, he was jumping out too much. He was. It's really a fine line between for success in baseball between failure and success, and a guy like Albert even has to keep an eye on it, and even though he's at this advanced stage, he can make some adjustments and get himself back on track. It's kind of cool.
I love to see it. Even if you say, okay, Albert shouldn't hit all the time versus righties, you can still enjoy the beautiful moment when he goes deep. because it's awesome, and the fans go crazy. The
They go
fans go crazy
dude.
even when he takes in at bat, when he walks out there.
Yeah, I know.
I think the difference was early on. Like I think teams were busting him up and in with fastballs, right? With high velo, and it looked like he couldn't handle that anymore. Like yesterday, pulled the hands in and got around. Like that was kind of vintage Albert.
By the way, according to Wikipedia, final paragraph of the plot of White Men Can't Jump. Returning home happy for having doubled the share that Gloria gave him of her winnings. Remember, this was from Jeopardy. She
Jeopardy,
went on
that's right,
Jeopardy.
yeah.
She knew 7 words that started with the letter Q. Remember that? Billy is crushed to find.
You're talented.
Billy,
Very.
no, I'm not. Billy is crushed to find that Gloria has kept her word and left him for good.
She was cute.
Very cute.
But that kind of sucks then. So now he's just hanging out with Wesley. He's got coin. Go make it
But
rain
that's the
somewhere.
whole deal.
Go make
he
it rain.
won, but he really lost.
Make it rain.
And on the court, which was the kind of ongoing internal battle on the court between he and Wesley, Billy said you would rather lose and look good than win and look bad.
That was
Which
cringeworthy. That
Dude,
comment was cringeworthy.
the
On my
Concord,
part or no?
I don't know.
the cock's all over you. The Concord cock's all over Jimmy.
Why?
He's posting things cringeworthy. Jim's cringeworthy.
He's joking.
Some cringeworthy.
Look what he put.
Oh, wow.
That's hurtful.
I know. He's
don't
actually
try
putting time and effort into it.
No, don't try and dunk on my co-host.
Oh,
Jim.
look at now he's sticking up for you.
Yeah, hey, dunk too.
Dunk on
I know
you.
that's why you said that. Cringeworthy and dunk.
Jimmy, you had a nice tweet about Naughton last night. What was it, Seth?
All for Naughton.
Bases
nothing.
loaded,
Bases all for nothing.
but all for naught.
There were some folks last night in the media who were trying to tweet about how Nelly was there and something in relation to Naughton, and it was
What was it?
it didn't land.
Well, you got to read it now.
No, I didn't see this.
I didn't see it.
Well, do you really want to know?
100%.
Sure.
I
All right,
watched the
there's
Bill
a
Burr
writer who
special
wrote,
last night.
Nelly was at the ballpark, so of course the night belonged to Naughton.
Who did that?
Who's that by?
You can do your own research.
Well, no, I can't
No,
gotta
you're
host
gonna-
a damn show.
I don't think anyone's
is
going to like.
Nelly
It's
has-
not personal to
It was,
make.
it was Derek Gould.
All right.
So wait. Nah.
Nah. Doesn't he have a,
Naughton.
Is that
Doesn't-
one of his songs?
I don't know.
Nelly has a song called "Na Na Na."
I don't know all of
It's
Nelly's
off-
songs.
nah. What does he? I thought that was.
Na 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 Na. That's how it
Ah,
goes.
look it up.
That's
Can we
how it
play
goes.
it?
Can we play that mug real quick?
Can
Because
we
if he
play it?
does,
We'll play when we come back.
if he does, then that tweet's kind of cool.
No, it's
No.
not.
Okay, no, it's not.
It's
You're
still
right. I'm
not.
trying here.
Bases loaded, but all for naught.
That's sick tough.
Hey, Cat, great tweet.
I know.
Oh, you making fun of Seth now?
A little
Yes.
bit. A little bit.
No
Yes.
one makes
A
fun
little
of Seth.
bit.
Not on my show. Not
A
up in
little
here.
bit.
I love
Unless
Seth.
it's me, then
I
I'm
love
gonna do
Seth.
it.
So if I ever, with love, poke fun at Seth, it should mean more. Because he knows it's coming from a
Do
place
we have
of
the
love.
drop?
He's still my primary ally, by the
Thank
way.
you.
He was with
Understood.
me.
Understood.
during
Do we have the
tough
drop
days.
where Charlie says
Thank you.
everyone should be more like me? I like hearing that one. Do we have that one? And then we'll go to break.
It's somebody chimed in and goes, it's getting Naughton in here, so take off all your clothes.
No, not good.
It's getting Naughton in here.
All right, we don't have that drop. So
Hot
let's go to
and
break.
Naughton.
It's
It
not even
doesn't-
close.
That's not close. Yeah,
not
okay.
even close.
I hate that
People
song.
need to be more like me.
I hate that
Have
song.
that one handy.
People need to be more like me.
Because Charlie is talented. He does a
Will you
nice
stop?
Rosie Perez. What? I like that.
Rosie Perez is one of my few impersonations. I only got
I
a
liked
couple.
her in that movie.
And also the guy from La Bamba.
Babo. Now you're making me feel like, because they're all Latino.
What'd Brooke do? What'd she do?
I told you to put the bunny back in the box.
That's
There you go. That's a white guy.
Theodore Sandwiches. Have you talked about Brooke's tweet yet? Her Twitter should be taken away for the rest of the week. Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa,
Should we
whoa,
tease
whoa.
this?
Theodore, she's a teammate.
Was it a bad joke?
Was it a bad joke? What'd she do? Oh,
Brooke,
God.
if you're
we
listening-
love you,
Text in.
but now I'm curious.